The harder you work to get what you want, the more you guarantee it will never arrive. This sounds like a paradox. It feels like a violation of every rule you've ever been taught about effort and reward. But by the end of this, you will understand the precise neurological reason why the person who lets go gets results, while the person who obsesses stays stuck. The constant checking you do for progress, the desperate search for a sign, is actively signaling to your own mind that you still lack the very thing you want. It all starts with a simple act of imagination. You close your eyes and construct a scene that implies your desire is already fulfilled. You feel the satisfaction, the relief, the joy of it being done. You loop this scene until it feels real, until it carries the tones of reality. This is the seed. You are creating a new memory of the future, impressing a new pattern onto your subconscious mind. Your brain, for a moment, genuinely believes this has happened. It generates the corresponding neurochemistry of fulfillment. This part is surprisingly easy. Almost anyone can do it for a few minutes. But the real work begins the moment you open your eyes. The template is fragile. The seed is planted in the soil of your mind, but the days and weeks that follow determine whether it takes root or withers. The sabotage that occurs is subtle. It's an invisible force that dissolves this new pattern before it can ever solidify into physical reality. So what is this force? It's the simple act of looking. In quantum physics, there's a concept called the Quantum Zeno Effect. It's been proven in labs. A particle, an atom, cannot change its state as long as it is being continuously observed. The act of measurement freezes it in place. Think of it as the ultimate watched pot never boils. This provides a powerful analogy for what happens in your own consciousness. When you constantly check your external world for results, is it here yet? Did it work? Where is it? You are observing your reality from a state of not having it. You are measuring the gap. You are observing the absence. And just like the quantum particle, your state of consciousness gets frozen in the position of lacking. Every time you scan your bank account for the money and see the old number, you send a jolt of "it's not here" through your nervous system. Every time you check your phone for the message that hasn't arrived, you reaffirm the story of "I am waiting." Each act of desperate checking collapses the feeling of fulfillment you built in imagination and solidifies the feeling of want. You are quite literally practicing the state of lack over and over again, all day long. This constant observation does more than just freeze your state. It activates a specific part of your brain that is designed to keep you safe and, paradoxically, to keep you stuck right where you are. This part of your brain is the amygdala, your internal alarm system. It's designed to scan the environment for threats, for problems, for things that are wrong. To your primal brain, a significant gap between what you want and what you have registers as a problem. It feels like a threat to your well-being, a lack of resources, a lack of love, a lack of security. These are all red flags for the survival-oriented parts of your consciousness. When you obsess over what you don't have, you are keeping this alarm system constantly activated. This produces a steady drip of stress hormones like cortisol. You enter a low-grade chronic state of fight or flight. This is the physiological state of problem solving, of struggle, of survival. Now ask yourself a question. What does the physiological state of having your desire feel like? It feels like relief, calm, satisfaction, expansion. These two states, the anxious state of striving and the calm state of arriving, are neurologically incompatible. You cannot feel the tension of desperate wanting and the relaxation of fulfillment at the exact same time. One cancels out the other. Obsessively checking for your desire keeps you locked in the biochemistry of struggle, making it physically impossible for you to genuinely feel the ease of having. So if checking keeps you stuck in lack, what is the actual mechanism of detachment? It's something far more active and deliberate than simply trying to forget about your desire. Detachment is not passive waiting. It's an active embodiment. The masters of this process understand that once the imaginative act is done, their work shifts. The new job is to live, think, and feel from the perspective of the person who already has what they want. This is often called living in the end. It's a profound shift in identity. Instead of being the person who is trying to get something, you practice being the person who is simply living their life, with that something being a normal background fact of their existence. Think about it. With a practical example, a person who is truly wealthy doesn't nervously check their bank balance 20 times a day. That is the behavior of someone who is worried about money. The truly wealthy person just assumes the money is there and goes about their day making decisions from that assumption of security. A person in a secure, loving relationship doesn't spend their days desperately seeking proof that their partner cares. That is the behavior of someone who is deeply insecure. The person who feels loved simply operates from that feeling as a baseline. The obsession, the checking, the need for a sign. All of these are the behaviors of the person who fundamentally believes they do not have it. By deliberately letting go of the need to check, you begin to change the questions you ask yourself. You shift from, "Where is it?" to "What would the person who has this be thinking about right now?" This reorients your entire focus. You stop scanning your reality for what's missing, and you begin to notice what's present. You are, in effect, retraining your brain's filtering system, the reticular activating system. You're giving it a new target. Look for evidence of fulfillment, not evidence of lack. But this immediately raises a huge objection. It sounds like delusion. How can you genuinely feel you have something when your five senses are screaming that you don't? There's a critical bridge that makes this leap of faith possible. The bridge is a conscious, deliberate shift in focus. It's the art of finding evidence, no matter how small, that supports your new, desired state. Your current reality is never 100% negative. It's never completely devoid of anything good. Even on the worst days, there are glimmers of evidence for the reality you want to create, if you are willing to look for them. The job of the person practicing detachment is to become a detective for this evidence. You want more abundance? Stop focusing on the bills and start celebrating the fact that you found $1 on the sidewalk, or that a friend bought you coffee, or that you got an unexpected discount. These are seeds of your new reality. The obsessor dismisses these things as insignificant. They are looking for the lottery win, the giant jackpot, and because they don't see it, they conclude it isn't working. The detached person understands that the universe communicates in whispers at first. They collect these small pieces of evidence, they amplify them with their attention and gratitude. This creates a powerful biofeedback loop. You notice a small good thing. You generate a genuine feeling of gratitude or abundance. This feeling alters your neurochemistry. This new state makes you more receptive and aware, so you notice even more good things. It's a gentle, quiet, upward spiral. The state of lack is loud, desperate, and frantic. The state of having is calm, observant, and appreciative. You are choosing which frequency to tune into. This process literally strengthens the neural pathways associated with fulfillment, while the old pathways of lack begin to weaken from disuse. This all sounds logical when things are going relatively well, but it ignores the biggest challenge of all. What happens when reality delivers a massive setback, a direct, painful contradiction to your imagined state? How does the practice of detachment handle that? This is where the difference between the two mindsets becomes most clear. The person who is obsessively attached sees a setback as definitive proof of failure. The rejection letter arrives. The person they like starts dating someone else. The business deal falls through. To them, the verdict is in. It's not working. I failed. I'm not good enough. This conclusion collapses their state instantly, flooding their system with cortisol and despair, and sends them right back to square one, only now with even more negative evidence to contend with. The person practicing detachment has a completely different frame. They see the setback as part of the path. They interpret it as a bridge of incidents, a necessary plot twist, a redirection. They have cultivated such a deep trust in their imagined reality that they have the ability to reframe any event to fit that narrative. The rejection letter arrives, and their thought is, this means this job wasn't right for me. Something even better is being prepared, and this door had to close to make way for it. The business deal falls through, and they think there must have been a hidden problem with that deal that I'm being protected from. The perfect partnership is on its way. This is a skill of radical trust. It's the ability to look at apparent failure and declare it a hidden success. This is not about denying reality. It's about choosing the meaning you assign to it. This mental move keeps the nervous system calm. It keeps the mind open. Instead of shutting down in panic, the detached person stays curious, wondering what new, unexpected door is about to open. The panic of the obsessor literally makes them blind to these other possibilities. They are so fixated on the one door that's slammed shut, they don't even see the others opening all around them. In the end, it comes down to a simple declaration of trust. Detachment is the highest form of faith. It's a quiet confidence that what you created in your imagination is a done deal. You've placed the order. You know it's being delivered. You don't need to keep calling the warehouse to check on the shipping status. Obsession is a declaration of deep disbelief. It's the energetic equivalent of telling your subconscious mind, "I did that little imagination exercise, but I don't really trust you to handle the delivery. I need you to prove it to me now. I need a sign. I need it now." That energy of neediness, of desperation, is a broadcast. It is a powerful affirmation of the one thing you don't want to affirm, that you are still without. You don't get what you desperately want in life. You get what you are. Your state of being is the magnet. Constantly checking for your desire is a continuous broadcast that your current state is one of not having. To let go is to finally change the broadcast. Is to begin living as the person who already has it. The ballot box of your mind is always open. Every feeling, every assumption, every reaction is a vote for the person you are choosing to be. And the unsettling part is, this mechanism works just as powerfully for your fears. Worrying about something is just a slow, sustained meditation on what you don't want to happen, which is a different kind of magnetism entirely.